Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Musical People and Journeys, the rock review show. Listen to everybody from all around the world, fingers crossed. What's the show all about? We review all the latest rock albums, rate them out of 5, tell you what we thought of them for our listening pleasures. And if they get more than 4, they could get into a Hall of Fame, maybe into our Album of the Year show. Welcome to our wonderful panel, to Chris, to Dave, to Trish, and to Paul.
Good evening.
Good evening. Tonight we are reviewing Lenny Kravitz, Blue Electric Light. Lenny Kravitz, Leonard Albert Kravitz, born 1964, American songwriter, multi-instrumentalist and actor. Born in New York to TV news producer Sy Kravitz and actress Roxie Roker. Kravitz was exposed to the entertainment industry at a young age. Kravitz grew up in a musical diverse environment. His childhood was split between Manhattan, Brooklyn and Los Angeles, leading to his early passion for music inspired by several genres. And seeing the Jackson 5 live, Kravitz released his debut album, Let's Love Rule, in 1989 and marked the beginning of a career characterized by a blend of rock, funk, reggae, hard rock, soul and R&B. Now, Chris, you must be a Lenny Kravitz fan, surely. Let's start with you.
Why must I be?
I don't know.
Before I get into
I feel a Kravitz vibe coming after you, you know? Mainly because of all those genres he likes, and you're into a bit of all of that.
Yeah, I don't mind him. I don't own any of his albums, so I don't know what that really says. And I don't think I'm going to own one after this one either. To be fair, I enjoyed the album. One thing I will say though, I don't believe it was a rock album. It was a pretty funky soul album. It was a nice mellow jam, and to be fair, it was a good album. It just wasn't a rock album.
Yeah, well, this is a journey. I had it down as a rock album. Dave, would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. That was pretty much my thought as well. I really enjoyed this one. I don't know if it's, because some of the guitar playing in it is just mind-blowing. It does lose its way a little bit towards the end. If I had to sort of pick some tracks out, I'd say Human and Heaven were two of my favourites. But the title track at the end is just an automatic skip. You could just end the album one track early for sure. And there's a couple of others on there as well, which are a bit like meh. But I mean, overall, I think it had a, as Chris said, sort of fairly sort of soulful, funky sort of sound, fairly 80s as well at times. But yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting, which is one thing I will say. I was pleasantly surprised from that sort of regard.
Well, we're always pleasantly surprised by what Trish has got to say. So let's find out. Lenny Kravitz, was this your jam?
Okay. I don't think I can justifiably pick the right words to describe, give credit to this album that it deserves. One thing I can compare it to was the impact that Prince's 13th studio album, Diamonds and Pearls, had on audiences and the music industry. The phenomenal success it had, and for its diversity. I get tones musically on Blue Electric Light. There is not a bad song on this album. Musically of Prince, La, on Blue Electric Light. There is not a bad song on this album, what with Paralysed, Let It Ride, Bundle of Joy, to name but a few. So hard to pick a favourite track, but for me, Spirit in My Heart is a funky, sexy, the lyrics are beautiful and gave me goosebumps. Lenny's vocals are sublime and melting. Musically, a mix of pop, blues. This album has everything. It's pure silk, perfection, and this album makes every part of me feel electric when I listen to it.
Wow, follow that, Paul. Did this make you feel electric? Did this send goosebumps on your smoothie skin?
Of course it did. Or maybe not. So originally signed up as by a rep as being a cross between what the rep saw as a cross between Prince and John Lennon, and things haven't much changed for Kravitz. It's been 9 years since Kravitz's last offering, and with Blue Electric Light, he's left his 1,000-acre artistic retreat deep in the rainforest of Brazil to release this electric funk inspired by 80s rock, Prince glam rock effort on times. It is different to say the least, and you're either going to love it, going to connect with it or not. While Kravitz experiments with various sounds to make this album completely radical to what he's offers before, it lacks the connection with the audience, something that he's been accused of in the past. But if you want to listen to something different, like a Prince and John Lennon collab that is entertaining and has rock elements, then this could be a bag.
Yeah, I got to echo kind of. I think it felt like, if I capture this album, it started off feeling like an old school rock and roll album with that kind of Prince overtures, which I've not heard for a while really, which was kind of nice. And then it kind of meandered off into more Stevie Wonder Motown kind of vibe to it, and then for me it went too much towards that kind of Motown feel. For me to kind of fully embrace it, it was an interesting album. It was okay. It was definitely worth listening to. It just didn't. I just couldn't fully embrace it because it did go down to more that R&B and that kind of more soundy with a slight elements of rock. But yeah, it kind of lost me a little bit. It kind of meandered towards the end. So I agree with what Dave was kind of saying there as well. But Honey, loved the Honey, loved It's Another Fine Day. Thought there was some really cool funky tracks there, which hit my list. So yeah, overall not a bad album, just didn't quite hit really my sweet spot. So but there we go. So let's find out our votes. Will Lenny Kravitz, will it make it into our Hall of Fame? Because obviously we know Dom voted as well. So let's find out. Chris?
3.
3. Dave?
4.
Trish?
5.
5. Dom, give Lenny a 3.5. Paul?
A 5, I think. No, was it 5?
Oh, give me a break right now.
A 3 from Paul. A 3.5 from me.
3.5, yeah.
A 3.5 for me. So we dropped one of the 3s. Good score. 3.8. It's our 90th favourite album of all time, and it is our 19th, so joined with Collateral actually as our 19th top album of the year so far. Didn't quite meet our Hall of Fame, but generally, a favourable review from the MPJ crew. Excellent. Are my internet's holding up? What can I say? Thank you very much. Thank you to my wonderful crew, to Handsome Chris, to Dave, to Trish, and to Paul. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Bye.